Hopefully, degree pursuance is not something you will ever have to worry about during your time at WVU. However, if at any point during your journey it does, it's helpful to know what it means. It's an incredibly important term, and whether or not you classify as degree pursuant can directly affect whether or not you keep your scholarships. I ran into this issue myself this semester when I changed majors, and I'm certainly not the first student. So, with this information, hopefully you have a grasp of this concept, what it means, and how it affects you. There are two important terms to learn. At WVU, a full-time student is classified as a student who is taking 12 hours a semester. However, many scholarships have separate requirements that a student must be enrolled in full-time, degree-pursuant coursework. What does that mean? Well, a credit is considered degree-pursuant if it is prescribed by the course program of study. This includes your GEFs, your major and minor requirements, and any electives which count towards your major or minor. You may be thinking, haven't I heard my advisor tell me that I need to be enrolled in 15 hours a semester, not 12? That's how many hours they want you to have in order to graduate in the usual 4 years. But most scholarships require that you must be in 12 hours of degree-pursuant coursework. So how might this become an issue? Well, many students transfer in credits from high school, fulfilling their prerequisites before ever stepping foot in a college classroom. Furthermore, certain majors may not offer every course every semester, especially if you're in a smaller program. It's partially why many advisors suggest holding off on applying dual credit courses or accepting AP credits right away. Switching majors is often where this issue can arise. At the point of switching majors, students may be offset from when required courses are offered. With their foundational credits already filled, they could find it impossible to take the required 12 degree-pursuant courses. If this switch was made near the add drop, you may not find out until it's too late. What gets affected by this? Well, luckily, our university scholarships do not have degree-pursuant requirements. So if you have the Go First scholarship, scholarships of distinction, or scholarship from the WVU Foundation, should be fine. However, state and federal aid are affected. If you receive a Pell Grant or are on the Promise Scholarship, just as two examples, you may find yourself at risk of losing them. Luckily, the people who hand these scholarships out and our university understand that this can happen. You have a few options if you suddenly find yourself not considered degree pursuant. First and foremost, communication. Inform your advisor of the situation. Contact your old advisor if you've recently changed majors, as they probably understand your situation very well. Contact the scholarship office, the WVU Hub, and find out which scholarships of yours have been affected. Reach out to your program director. It's important in situations like these to create a team and to make sure everybody on that team is on the same page. You can add degree-pursuant coursework mid-semester, but make sure that you tell your advisor ahead of time to make sure that it will count. Promise Scholarship recipients and recipients of other West Virginia state aid, you have an appeals process specifically for you at the cfwvconnect.com/appeals website. Fill out the form on screen and then check your email for the actual appeal form, where you'll be prompted in 500 characters to explain why you had to file the appeal. That appeal will then be sent to the university for verification. This appeals process was designed for students who have transferred in a lot of credit and, for whatever reason, can't take the 12 degree pursuant credits that are required. Once again, hopefully this will never be an issue for you. But like with all things in life, hope for the best and prepare for the worst. It's best to be prepared for situations like these, and make sure to check with your advisor before making any scheduling changes.